Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craft to Live After, and welcome to another video. Now friends, today I wish I could say that I have something exciting to show you, but I actually don't. I've got a few very small things to share with you that I've actually made over the last couple of weeks, not even just the last week. Today is Sunday, where are we now? The 7th of September. Now for the whole of the past week, I made one single project, and I will share that with you very soon. So the rest of the projects come from a bit earlier on, the 2 or 3 weeks before this last week. So from about 3 weeks ago up to today, these are the only few things that I've worked on. And you guys, I don't know why I'm in this weird crochet slump. I'm just not in the mood to do anything. And I was watching Jeanette from Crafty Clegs yesterday, and I was so grateful when she was saying the same thing. She's not in the mood, but she's not going to worry about it. She will make things when she makes it. And I was just loving that video of hers, because it just reminded me that a lot of us feel the same way, and that is perfectly okay. If you don't feel like crocheting, if you don't feel like doing anything, because this last week I have just come down, I've sat down in my crochet chair. Now I'm in a different background, as you can see. So the bit behind me that you can see, if I'm sitting in my crochet chair, this is directly to the right hand side of me. So it's in our TV room or living room. I don't have a fixed recording space. I normally record in my son's room, but he's up there busy at the moment. So then I just sort of sit wherever it's quiet enough and there's not a lot of traffic about, because myself, my husband, and both kids are in the apartment. Today we live in a 3-bedroom apartment in Copenhagen in Denmark. Very different from the very nice big house that we lived in South Africa, but we love living in Denmark, I have to say that. Sorry, I'm now actually being a little scatterbrained and like talking a lot of things all over the place, but this is how my last few weeks have been. I've just not been in the mood for anything specific. I've got some new crochet books that I'll share with you. I'm struggling just to make one single project from the books. I don't want to read patterns. I just want to sit and watch TV. Now I have been watching recently Once Upon a Time, and that comes from my friend Bonnie at Strawberry Bonnie Crochets. She was talking about how she started watching Once Upon a Time. Now I watched the series a couple of years ago, never quite finished all the seasons. Then I had a couple of years break, and then when I heard Bonnie talking about it, I'm like, oh, I sort of enjoyed it. It's a very corny show, but it's very relaxing to watch. I've been watching Once Upon a Time. I think I'm up to season 3 at the moment. I've also watched this week, which was such a fun movie. If you have Netflix, I watched The Thursday Murder Club, it was just a fun movie to watch. I actually thought it was a series. I thought it was a new series that Netflix brought out. Found out after a very long time watching it, it's actually a full movie. Great, well-known British actors that's in this movie. That's sort of set in a very nice retirement village type of place, a retirement community, the type of place where I would love to retire to one day, to be honest. But I really enjoyed it. So if you want like a fairly cozy murder mystery, The Thursday Murder Club. I think it's also a series of books, and they started making the films based on the books. I didn't know it was a book, so I haven't read it, but I really enjoyed the movie. So if you want something cozy to watch, that was a pretty fun one to watch while I was trying to crochet. But let me show you a few of the things that I got done, and a little mini crochet along, non-crochet along, I don't know what I'm calling it yet, that I'm kicking off. I know it's like almost in the middle of September, and I don't even have a deadline for it, but at the end of the video we will chat about this crochet along. But let's start off with this adorable pattern. Now this is a little clown cat that my friend Robin designed. So I did a little pattern test for her. Now Robin, you will all know her from the comments. She's been a follower of my channel for years. She's also one of my very, very regular pattern testers. She's Crochet Jolly over on Instagram. So I will link her Instagram down below. And she asked me a couple of weeks ago if I would mind pattern testing for her. And of course, I mean, she does such a lot of work for me. So I was thrilled when Robin asked me to test her little clown cat, and it's clown cat pattern. Super cute. She has actually two versions. She has a plain, like a plain version of this little outfit. Then she has one where you make it in two different colors. But I chose the solid one, which I did in a variegated yarn. This is still the yarns that I got from my friend Litsa from Coco's Crochet. She gifted me that lovely pack of Seasons DK yarns. I think there was like 8 or 10 different variegated skeins of yarn in it, and I'm still working through them. But this one by my friend Robin. Robin, please let me know when the pattern is going to be available, where it's going to be available. I know I did sort of the first test, and Robin was going to have it tested by a few other people as well. So Robin, pop down in the comments when this cutie is going to be available. Super cute, such a well-written pattern. I really enjoyed making this one. The grey part, I used my just all-time favorite Rainbow Cotton 8/6, which is a sport weight yarn, and it works really well with this DK acrylic cotton. I think it's an acrylic cotton mix that I got from Litsa. Really, really nice. This pink also is my Rainbow Cotton 8/6, and I use a 2.5 millimeter hook. So that was the first one, but this was like probably 3 weeks ago already that I made this cutie. Then after this one, still busy with the variegated yarns, I made this little bear. And you guys would know from a few weeks ago, I am using the variegated yarns still that my friend Litsa gave me to make this specific bear pattern. It's a 1 and 2 company pattern that is actually a bigger mom bear, and then you get the little baby bear pattern. This is the baby bear of that pattern. Really been enjoying making it. I've got a few more colors of this variegated that I want to try out. Again, 2.5 millimeter hook. This also was like more than 2 weeks ago. Then I get you know, in these phases where I really want to crochet. So the love or the want to crochet is there, but the want to read a pattern is not there. Then normally I start designing some patterns. This is how most of my designs are born. It is out of a lack of wanting to read a pattern. So, I mean, I love making bears. So usually the first thing I do is do some other variation of a bear pattern. And then I just started working on it, and I wanted to do a bit of a smaller bear pattern because I really like the size of this one. Most of my patterns are not big anyway, but I thought I'm going to design a slightly smaller bear pattern. I wanted to try giving it some sort of an outfit piece, a little clothing item. So the idea was to see if I can make a different type of clothing item than I usually do. My favorite, and it's only because it's easy, is that vest, the polo neck little vest that I make for almost everything. So I wanted to see if I can do a different type of shirt or vest or something, you know, construct a clothing item slightly differently to my usual way. So I designed this little bear. Now the shape might seem very familiar to you, and it is because it's sort of a mini version of my Sammy the Swim Time Bear. Now Sammy the Swim Time Bear, I'll pop a little photo on the screen. He is available in my Etsy shop, and he is like, I think, my favorite bear that I've designed. For some reason I love his shape. His body's the perfect shape, his head is the perfect shape. I love all the floaties that comes with him. He's just, I think, my favorite pattern that I've got available at the moment. I don't know why Sammy the Swimtime Bear has stolen my heart. And a lot of you guys have got this pattern, and you've made various different variations in your own styles, you know, putting different accessories and things on him. And I've loved seeing it. So I designed this guy. Then I did, it's still a vest. So obviously I cannot get away from the vests, but it's made in a rectangle. So let me just take this one off. And I was actually pretty pleased with how it turned out. So all I did was I made a rectangle, put some holes in for arms. I put a little button on the front, and then you fold over for a little collar, and you've got a vest. So, I mean, it's not rocket science in any shape or form, but I felt pretty accomplished because it was different from the usual type of vest that I've been making for my toys recently. So once you put it on and you fold over the little collar, I think it looks pretty cute. Now obviously you can extend to make it a longer sleeve vest if you want. You can put more buttons on and it's like a full closed shirt. You can put a little bow tie. I don't know. I was just in the mood for this little vest. So this I did with rainbow cotton 8/6 and a 2.5 millimeter hook, which is my usual for just about everything I make. So I jotted down the pattern. I thought, okay, I need to make a second version just to test it out, as I usually do. And I made this cute bear with a little pink vest. I was way too lazy to go and look for a nice pink button. I've got a massive container of buttons, and I know I've got 100 different pink ones. I just really didn't want to go out of my chair and upstairs to go and look for a pink button, and this was the only one that was lying around. So I have some red buttons and some black buttons that I've got here on my little 3-tiered crochet cart that sits next to me. Then I, at that point, sort of ironed out where I wanted to make changes to the pattern. I was pretty happy with it, and I decided to make a third one, this time using the variegated yarn, again from Litsa. Look at this adorable green. Again, you can see the black button, because I couldn't be bothered to go looking for a button to go with the green, although I think the black looks okay. So at this point I had 3 little bears. Then I decided, okay, I like giving some other option with my bear patterns. That's why some of my bear patterns you can made it that you can make it into a cat or a bunny by just adjusting, or you know, putting different ears on it, just embroidering the face slightly different. But I've been seeing a lot of capybaras these days. I've never made a capybara, so I thought, I wonder if I can shape the head a little differently, make the muzzle just a different shape to get to a capybara. And I did, and I really like how it turned out. Now, I'm not a very big short content creator, short form content creator. I very rarely make shorts or reels, and I know short form content really is the way to go these days, but I do not have the energy for short form content. It takes, actually for me, it feels like it takes a lot more work than doing a full video. You know, I love sitting here chatting to you guys. It's what I enjoy doing. So short form is just a bit of a schlep for me. But I did make a short video featuring my 3 bears and my little capybara. So I will link that short down below. I know a lot of you have seen it. It was actually such a fun little video. I really enjoyed making that one. But these bears are the ones that inspired me to start a crochet along. But before I get to the details of the crochet along, let me show you the last thing that I crocheted recently, which was this week. As I say, from today, which is Sunday, up to last week Sunday, this is the only thing that I crocheted, and it is this adorable little tea bag. Now, if you have children, or you've been watching social media, or you know about toys, maybe you've heard the word Jellycat. It is, I think it's a UK brand of toy. They're very big in the UK. I think they're all over the world at this stage. I'm not sure where they actually come from. But Jellycat makes these adorable type of food items with little legs. It's like a little kawaii style. This one is a little tea bag, but you get loads of things. You get regular plushies from Jellycat as well, like bunnies, bears, all the regular stuff. Then you get this range, which is called Amusables. So it's like plushy little food related items with little legs like this. So I saw videos of the actual Jellycat tea bag, which seems like the newest, latest, nearly impossible thing on the market. Everyone wants one. No one can get one. It's giving me very much Labubu vibes. But I thought, you know what? I'm not even gonna at all worry about trying to get one. I was going to try and just make one from the start. So I found a super cute pattern on Etsy, and I will link it down below. And this is how it came out. Now, I used a very thin yarn. I used my Rainbow Cotton 8/4, which is a fingering weight cotton, a yarn weight 1. And I used also a 2.5mm hook, and it came out a super, super adorable size. So cute. Now, again, yesterday when I was watching Jeanette from Crafty Clegs, she mentioned that she had seen my photo on Instagram where I posted this cute guy. She had purchased the pattern. She was going to make one. I left a comment and I said, you know what? My husband had this great idea to put lavender in these pouches, these little tea bags, because then it also smells nice. And Jeanette answered me, like it felt like we had a little convo going on. I loved it. So Jeanette answered and she said, oh, it's a great idea, but you can also put like Christmas spices for Christmas time. And then my brain just started going on what else you can do with this, with this little tea bag. And I had gift ideas, like if you get a cute Christmas mug and you get amazing Christmas teas. So you can make a little hamper, you put this cute little guy with some Christmas spices in it. And then one of the new books that I purchased recently is this one, Kawaii Crochet Christmas. So I've seen a few people around YouTube with this book, and then I thought, if you made, now this is something I'm definitely going to do. I must just find the pattern because of course I didn't mark it. But can you imagine in this little hamper with your little tea bag that smells nice, your cute little mug, your Christmas tea, and you make a little mince pie. Now let me tell you guys, this is adorable. Look at that cute little mince pie. My dad loves mince pies. So as soon as the festive season just looks like it's starting, my mom has to start baking Christmas mince pie. So I grew up with Christmas mince pies. And when I saw this cute little pattern, I thought, this, can you imagine with this cute little tea bag? How adorable. So this is what's been going on in my brain since watching Jeanette yesterday. So Jeanette, thank you for the lovely chat in the comments. It has inspired me. But this book, I think, is going to be a fun one. There's a lot of cute patterns in there. Let me see if there's a better view. Here's a few of the items. Let me just put it a little closer. Look at the snowman, Christmas tree, little mittens, a gingerbread man. Then food items. Look at this cute little wreath. I like this. This is like little gift tags. Let me just see if I can find it here. Of course, they have a little bear in here that I also want to try. It looks super easy to do. Brussels sprouts gift tags. Isn't that adorable? So there's a lot of cute patterns in this book. They've got a little mice, eggnog. Look at this Christmas pudding. Cute. There's just a bunch of very cute patterns in here. Christmas candle. So I'm definitely planning to make something from this book. Here's a few of the items closer up. Look at this cute little angel. They've got like candies and all sorts of things you can make. So I'm really excited for this book. This is the first book I've got of this Melissa Bradley Thatcher. She has got those other books, Kawaii Crochet Garden. So she's got a few books. You'll recognize the style of this book. So I'm really looking forward to working out of this one. The second book I got is this one, Peter Rabbit Crochet Toys. And these are all the patterns that you get inside. Now, I, for some reason, thought that buying new crochet books, even though I've got like 100 in my library that I never use, I thought buying new books would get me out of my crochet slump, which of course it hadn't. I started working on this guy, the little frog. I'm about halfway with him at the moment, but I've been halfway with him for like 2 weeks now. So hopefully at some point he will be done and I will show you guys, because it's not difficult. So it's not a difficult pattern at all. I've not struggled with it. I'm struggling with myself. I cannot get myself to just want to read patterns. So I think maybe it's because it's been too long since I've had a crochet along. Now the last one I had was the Bear in a Box, and that was July, which you'd think, you know, I'd still recover, as it's only September, that I'd need longer time to recover from that. No, it seems not. I constantly need a crochet along in my life. I love this community. I think I've figured out that the main reason I'm continuing with my YouTube channel, you know, I love the chitty chatty type of crochet videos, and those are the types of videos I also watch. Now, I'm a terrible commenter, and these days I'm a terrible replier to comments as well, but I love watching other crafters. Doesn't matter what craft they do. I love watching crafters. I love them talk about crafting. So I like the longer videos, and this is why I can't switch over to short form. I love chatting, and I love listening to people who chat. And I love the community. And this is, sorry, it's a very long way of saying, I'm starting another, I don't even want to call it a crochet along. It's, it sort of stems from the Amigurumi World Tour. I really enjoyed getting the photos from where everyone is in the world. It was fun to see how many countries from around the world participated in a single crochet along. Now that thing ran for a year. I'm definitely not doing a year-long crochet along again. But what I decided to do, and this is where this guy comes back in, I decided to write up this pattern and to make it available as a free pattern. So after this video, or as the video is playing, this pattern will be available as a free PDF download on my blog. So I will have the link down below. Now it's not as detailed as a lot of my other patterns. It is a free pattern. There are photos in it. I mean, if you've made any of my patterns, most of my patterns are fairly, I would say, beginner friendly, and this one is really easy. The legs have got a little bit of shaping, but I mean there's 0 color changes in this bear. So the legs, the most difficult part is connecting the legs, and that's not difficult at all. So the legs, the body, the head, that is all one piece. Then you make the arms and you sew it on, you make the ears and you sew it on, you make the muzzle and you sew it on, and you make the tail and you sew it on. So yes, there is a bit of sewing, but it will not take you 100 years. This is a small, teeny tiny bear. And I mean, I made him in a 2-weight yarn, so he will be bigger if you make him in a worsted or something. But what I want to do, I loved that album, the photo album, the journal I created on my blog with everyone's photos in it. This time, I want to do something similar again, but I want to use this exact bear pattern. So I want you guys to make this pattern, but not just to send me a photo from just anywhere in your house, or it's lying down on your bed and you just snap a quick picture. I want to get to know you guys a bit more, and I'm sure all of you would like to get to know each other a little more. So the little twist to this crochet along is that once you complete your bear, now you don't have to put the little jacket on him, you can put other accessories, but I wanted to be this exact bear because I wanted to feel like a family of bears. So it's this guy who doesn't have a name yet, and all of his cousins or brothers and sisters, family from all over the world. So it's like a family photo album from wherever you are in the world. But your photo has to be taken from somewhere outside of your house. Now, it sounds more complicated than it is. I'll pop a picture in of the photo that I took. Now, it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. I was very self-conscious when I took this photo. It was taken in the city. So we went with the train into the city. I live very, very close to the center of Copenhagen. So we went with the train to the city. Nyhavn is the very, very familiar, like if you see images of Copenhagen, they always have these little houses at the harbor. They're all different colors. I mean, this is like if you type in Copenhagen, this is the image that will pop up of these adorable little houses at the harbor. So I wanted to get some sort of a cute background of Copenhagen where I live. And we went a week ago, and I probably decided on the worst possible day to go and take this photo because it was massively crowded, and I can't understand why. There were like a bajillion tourists. I was so self-conscious taking the photo of this bear, but I thought, no, if I'm going to ask people to take photos of their areas, I'm going to have to do it. So I took this super cute photo. And what I want to say is now you don't have to go anywhere specific, but somewhere outside of your house. All of us, doesn't matter where you live in the world, you are either close to a park or your actual house borders a field. Like I watch YouTubers, especially in the UK, where your houses border like open fields and there's sheep around. Or there's people, especially living in Europe, some of the people like in Luxembourg and Norway that I've seen, they have these amazing mountains that you can see from your house. So, I mean, if you just stand outside your house with the mountain in the background and you hold the bear like this and you snap, something like that, but something that's outside of your house that we can see the area where you are. Like if you have nice parks or like a little lake to where you live, or you know that you've got an upcoming trip to a different state or a different province, or you walk around your neighborhood in the evenings and there's a very nice building, something like in your area, close to your area. It could be that you live in one of those beautiful streets in the United States, you know, the broad streets, and there's like, it's lined with trees and these beautiful houses on each side. I mean, something in your town or in your neighborhood that you would say, yes, this reminds me of where I live. So I am a very curious person and I love traveling. And I would love to see something in your neighborhood, in your town, with our little bear like in the foreground and this view of something in your town in the background. I think it would be so interesting for all of us to see a little part of each other's lives. I mean, there's hundreds upon hundreds of us in this amazing community, and I am extremely curious to see where you live. Something nice. I know my friend Marsha, she has this nice harbor very close to her house. I mean, I can give loads of examples, but even if you live in an apartment, I know some of my friends, my crochet friends, and they're not YouTubers, they live in apartments, but if you look outside your window of your apartment, you have a view of, for instance, like your town, or you have a view of the mountain, or you maybe have a view of a lake. So just somewhere where we can see the background of your town with our little bear in the foreground. So like I say, it should be like a family photo album. I'll pop actually a photo on the screen of what I'm planning to do with photos that is sent in to me. So I want to say your name, where you are from, and then if you want to give me a little description of where the photo was taken. So say for instance, it's just you live in whatever suburb and this is a view down the main road of the suburb where you live. Or you've got this specific statue in your town. Just to say this is whatever the name of the statue is, and it's like in the middle of your town. Or say for instance you have a beautiful library or a beautiful building in your town. Tell us about where the photo was taken. What is the specific spot that you used as the background? I cannot tell you how excited I am to see a little bit of where you guys are from. So I hope you will join in. As I said, I'm not going to have a massively strict deadline. I will probably keep this open for the next couple of months, maybe up until the end of the year. I would like to get as many people as possible to join in so that we can have a very big family photo album of this bear and all of his cousins, brothers, sisters from all around the world, wherever they live in the world. So I hope you guys will join in. All right, friends, that is it for this week. A lot of yapping. I know this video is going to be very, very long. I hope in all of this time that I've been talking that you had some like a coffee or a tea, or you've been busy crocheting. Let me know what you are busy with. I think that's it for this week. So remember to download this cute free pattern. It has not been tested by anyone, so if you pick up mistakes, let me know. We'll fix it as we go, exactly the same as we did for the bear in a box. But this guy will not take you long. I promise. It's a quick, small make, but we want to see as many family members as possible. All right, you guys, before I just yap for another 10 minutes, let me go. I hope you've had a wonderful day so far. I hope you're ready for the week ahead. And as always, you guys, until I see you in the next video, stay safe and stay crafty.